Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Rosie Cooks. I'm gonna make a pumpkin pie from scratch using this pumpkin. This had a sticker on it that said pie pumpkin, and it's usually what you see people using when they make a homemade pumpkin pie. I'm gonna make a crust. Off to the side I have all my stuff. This pumpkin pie I'm going to make puree. I'm gonna cut it in half, scoop it out, cook it, and make a puree. I do have a video at the end of this video that tells how to do that. All the step-by-step instructions on how to make pumpkin puree from an actual pumpkin. And in that video, I believe I used the fairy tale pumpkin. And you can use any pumpkin. So this is the pumpkin I'm going to use for this pie. So let's first start with the crust over there. So right here I have my food processor. You could always do this by hand and just mix it in a bowl. This is 1 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. And right here I have 1 tablespoon of white sugar, half a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna mix this together just to get it all incorporated. That's it. Okay. So now to this, right here, I have butter. This looks like cheese because I grated it just like I would cheese. I had it in the freezer just to make it nice and cold and easy to shred. So I'm gonna add this. That way it's gonna just incorporate everywhere. Okay, so I have my butter in here. Now I'm going to just pulse this so that everything gets inside together. And because it's all shredded, it's not going to be clumpy with bits of butter. This is something I do when I make biscuits. I always shred the butter. Okay, so now at this point, I have ice water. It's really cold. And I'm going to add 3 tablespoons. That's going to bind everything together. 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to pulse this again. I'm going to cover this. From what I know, it could take 3 to 4 tablespoons. So let's see what happens. So from what I know, this is the consistency that you want it to be clumpy like this. See that? So right here, I have my cutting board and I'm going to add a little bit of flour on my surface. And I'm going to add my crust. See, now it's all clumpy like this. This is the way it's supposed to be. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack it together like this. See, it's going to stay together. So right here, I'm just going to make it into a circle. I'm going to press it down, make it into a circle, and we're going to let it sit in the refrigerator for a little while. Just so that everything combines and stays together. Not bad. It doesn't look too bad. Look at that. So at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to get some saran wrap. You're going to put it in here on your saran wrap, and then you flatten it out. That way when you start rolling it out, it's already somewhat in the shape that you want it to end up. I'm going to roll this out to like a 12-inch round pie crust. Okay, so at this point I'm going to cover this like this, and I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes just to kind of let it sit for a while. This is going to be my ruler. I'm going to measure my crust to be around this big. What I did is just get some parchment paper and I kind of measured it against one of my bigger pans. This is about 11 inches all the way around. That's about what I want this crust to end up. Okay, so first we're going to start off with a little bit of flour on my surface. My crust has been in my refrigerator for 30 minutes. Okay, here we go. It might be a little hard at first. Feels a little bit hard. So I'm going to have to let it thaw out a little bit. So I'm going to go one way. Get a little bit more flour down here. And I'm going to go the other way. Pressing down because I want it thinner. It's coming out round. Wow. So you just got to do it all sides just to make it go round, all the way around. Let's see. Look at that. Not bad. Wow. Okay. Pretty proud of myself. Okay, I'm just going to do this part. Just so that you kind of like can see that it's all kind of one, not too much thicker on one side than another. This looks pretty good. Okay. Here is my pie tin. And I'm gonna spray it with a non-stick spray on the bottom. Okay. Okay, now let me see. The way they do this, let me show you. Let me show you the little trick I learned. This is the way they do this. They roll this over like this. Okay, let me see. Carefully, carefully. Roll it over like this. And then you bring your tin here and you roll it out. My goodness. I get so proud of myself when I can do things like this. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's in here. That's half the battle. Okay, so just gonna press it along these edges right here. Okay. Check this out, check this out. I'm just gonna tuck these little parts that are over. Sometimes when you buy them in the market, sometimes they're a lot bigger. And you know, you could just trim them. And I'm just gonna tuck these in. Didn't come out too bad at all. This is my first time doing this. Did I mention that? Probably not. Not bad. Okay, so from what I've seen, make a little edge like that with your fingers. Okay. Do it the best you can. Okay. Okay, you guys, my crust looks really pretty good. Really good. Okay, so now I still need to make the inside part. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this in the refrigerator, covering it with my original plastic wrap. So we're just going to put this in there until I can start making my inside pie. Here's the inside of my pumpkin. Here's my pumpkins. They're ready to go into the oven. I'm going to cook them until they're completely softened from the inside. I've taken out all the seeds. Here's my pumpkins fresh out of the oven. Now I'm going to scoop out the inside and make my puree. So my pumpkin came out of the oven, nice and soft. I removed the inside, pulsed it in my food processor, and made my puree. Now we're going to start making the inside of our pie. I have 15 ounces of the pumpkin puree. To that, I'm going to add a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. I'm going to add 2 eggs. This is nutmeg, pumpkin spice, and cinnamon. And right here, salt. And now I'm just going to mix everything together. And here's my pie crust, and I'm going to add my pumpkin mixture. I have a 350-degree oven waiting, and then we're going to pop these in until they're completely done. I'll let you know. Okay, you guys, this is my pie. It just came out of the oven, and it looks really, really good. Okay, so I have to let it cool off completely before I can cut into it, and I'll show you. I'll take a piece. How exciting! I'm very proud of myself. So here's my pumpkin pie, you guys. Now, of course, a dollop of whipped cream, and yummy. You have a great dessert. You know, my pie came out really good. I'm really happy with it. It was my first time making this, and I took lots of notes. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me on my channel. Please subscribe, and I will see you next time.